like it was going unnoticed. I had won the company-wide award not once, not twice, but 4 times in just those 2 years. 4 times. And I wasn't just hitting it out of the park at work. I was also really active in the tech community, and I've been invited to, and I won a number of really high-profile hackathons. Anyone in here a hackathoners? All right. I participated in a number of high-profile hackathons, including the prestigious South by Hackathon in Austin, 2 years in a row. And then I received the mother of all invites, and I was one of only 100 innovators who were handpicked. And this is me alongside the like of Craig Newmark, who founded Craigslist, Lieutenant Governor of California, and then me, who are handpicked by British Airways to participate in Ungrounded, which was a hackathon event in the sky. They put us on a private 747 jet. They flew us in a private plane. I was in the nose of the plane, and I'm 5'11", and my feet couldn't even hit the footrest. That's how much space I had. And they flew us to London, where we attended the UKJ Innovation Summit and presented ideas to the United Nations. And with everything that I've done at work and everything that I've done in the community, my hard work, it had not gone unnoticed. The company leadership, the company I was working for, they came to me and asked me to head up their internal innovation and culture committee. And I gotta tell you, I was feeling awesome. I had just gotten back from the UKG Innovation Summit, and I was feeling good. And I thought, finally, I'm going to get paid. And when I went into my performance review, I heard nothing but great things. They said, Lauren, keep doing what you're doing. Who's heard that before? Keep doing what you're doing. They say, keep doing what you're doing. I'm thinking, cha-ching, I am going to get paid. When I brought up getting a raise, they said, oh, well, you're just not there yet. Has anyone heard that one before? Yeah, they said, you're just not there yet. Wherever there is, they never defined it. But I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. I believed that when I got there, wherever there was, that then I'd finally get paid what I was worth for the value I was bringing to the table. Until a fateful conversation I had with a male coworker 5 years ago. This wasn't just any coworker, he was a male coworker. He was several years junior to me. I was training him. I was managing his work, and to be honest, I was fixing his code left and right. And he privately pulled me aside, and he complained to me about how difficult it was for him to live on a certain salary. And he gave me a number. And I was blown away, because not only was he making exactly what I was making in my group, I was training him, managing him, and fixing his work, but he had been hired at 50% more than me. 50%. This was my wake-up call. I no longer suspected I was underpaid. I had hard, solid proof that, Lauren, you are underpaid. But instead of getting mad, I took action. I went out and I channeled that anger into forward action, and I read every book on negotiation I could get my hands on. Training, resources. I went so far as to hire personal female negotiation coaches. And I know what you're thinking, do they even exist? And the answer is yes. And it was really expensive. I spent money that I did not have at this point. Because I knew that if I didn't do something to get myself out of this rut, to help me get unstuck, I didn't want to know what my future would look like. And I gotta tell you, this was hard. It was hard for me to spend money that I didn't have to max out credit cards. But I didn't see this as an expense. I saw this as an investment. I saw this as an investment in myself, result was, in less than 2 years, I tripled my salary. I didn't just triple my salary. In less than 2 years, I tripled my salary, and that delta, that additional amount I earned, is a 6-figure amount. And that's not 6 figures that I earned just once. That's 6 figures that I earned year after year after year. Without compounding in 10 years, that's $1 million that I'm earning. And I've got far more than 10 years ahead of me. And I didn't just set out to invest and learn to earn more money, but I ended up changing my life in ways that I could have never imagined. I set out to earn a little more money. And I ended up transforming my life. My relationships got better. My health got better. My happiness, my joy. People around me caught my joy and said, I want some of that too. And what I learned is not our code. It's not how good we are at writing code that determines if we'll get paid or work. It's how good we are communicating our value and negotiating our salary that determines if we'll get paid what our work. And I know some of you may be thinking, well, Lauren, maybe you just had the right degree, maybe you knew the right people. Maybe you just got lucky. I gotta tell you, it was hard. I did this through blood, sweat, and tears. This is not something that I set out and read a book and the next day I got it. I did this by falling down and learning the hard way. The difference is every single time I fell down, I picked myself back up. I asked myself, what can I learn from this? And I used that to propel me forward. And I did it. I did it. I changed my life in ways that I could have never imagined. And I attend events like this regularly, and I work with women in tech, men in tech too, who know they're underpaid. And I've heard over and over again, just like everyone raised their hands today, I also suspect they're underpaid. There is nothing unique about this room that I don't see across the country. And I know it's possible because I've done it. And I kept looking around going, someone needs to do something about this, right? A lot of companies talk about bridging the gender wage gap, equal pay. But no one was getting it done, and I said, you know what, I may be one woman, but I figured it out. And that's why I founded DevelopHer 18 months ago. I founded DevelopHer to be that person that I needed 5 years ago. To show the way forward for other engineers, for other women, for men who need the confidence to earn what they're worth. I started off with a podcast, and I don't know the first thing about podcasting, but I figured it out. And I highlight women who've gotten to the top of their careers, and I really peel back that curtain and show you what it's like to get to where you want to go. And the answer is it's not a straight line. It's often really messy. But the trick is perseverance. And then I developed a framework, Become a Negotiator framework, that I walk through, and it's repeatable and it's scalable, and it's something each and every one of you can do too. And I developed it into a course. And today I'm going to share that framework with you so that each and every one of you can go out, negotiate for your own worth, and earn what you're worth for. But before we do that, I have a promise to you, and I want you to know that I am going to pack as much information into this 45 minutes that we have. And my promise to you is that by the time you're done, you're going to have actionable steps that you can take with you. But before we jump in, I want everyone to get out your phone. This is a social, friendly. The conversation starts soon, but it does not end. And I want everyone to be connected with me. At minimum, connect with me on LinkedIn. And it looks like the slides are a little cut off, but in the bottom of every slide is my hashtag. It's Lauren R. Hasson, and then the Chicago GDG hashtag. These are social-friendly slides. Take pictures. Share out with your network everything that you're investing in right now. Share out with everyone else and show them what they're missing and show them what you're doing for yourself. And then come up and take pictures. We'll get a selfie. In fact, we'll grab a selfie right now. Everyone can smile at the camera and tag me in it. Because this this is a great way to build your reputation and build your network by showing that you're investing in yourself, because that is one way to build your values. Is everyone ready to take a picture? Okay, everyone wave. 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. Oh, you want to come up here and do it? Sure. All right. Steven saw me the first time I gave this talk a year and a half ago, so it's appropriate that he takes the first photo and you have to show. You take it. Okay. All right, here we go. It's done? Yeah. All right. All right. All right, who's ready? All right, the number one thing, if you leave here today with nothing else, the number one thing that pays, it literally pays you to ground yourself in data. And when I'm talking about data, I'm not talking about any type of data here. I'm talking about two very specific types of data. The first type of data I'm talking about is salary data. That is information on how much you're paid, how much other people are paid, how much companies are paying for skills, and how much you're worth on the market. Now, the second type of data is data that a lot of people don't think of. And that's what I call leverage data. That's information on what helps the company and what hurts the company. Because if something helps the company, it is likely driving them revenue, which makes them money. If something hurts the company, it's likely costing them money. And when something drives revenue for the company or something costs them money, they are willing to pay someone to fix it. And what I discovered is that when I use these two types of data together, they are incredibly, incredibly powerful. I'm going to walk you through some negotiations today that illustrate that. But I actually stumbled upon this. This wasn't intuitive to me when I first started to learn to negotiate. And I had this light bulb moment a number of years ago. And the executive that I was working for at the time, he came to me and he paid me a really nice compliment for how I handled a really critical and crucial conversation. And he said, "Lauren, you did a great job by grounding yourself in data." And that's when like a light bulb went off and I realized, oh, wait a second. There's actually some truth to a leadership assessment that I took a number of years ago. So the leadership assessment is called a DESK. Is anyone in here familiar with the DESK? Heard of it? Well, it was the DESK. And for those of you who aren't familiar, I'll give you a really quick overview. The DESK is a leadership development tool you'll see both large and small companies alike use to develop and advance their employees. And it's a very detailed questionnaire. It's almost scary how accurate it is. And at the end, it produces a really detailed report that profiles both your personality and your behavior. And when it looks at your behavior, it looks at your behavior under normal circumstances and stressful situations. And it does that because I don't know about you, but I act a lot different when I'm stressed out. Anyone else like that? Like you behave differently? Exactly. So that's why it looks at your behavior in two different circumstances. And then it categorizes your response into one of 4 categories. And for me, I fell into the C category, which stands for conscientiousness, which tells you nothing about what it means. And what it means is for people like me who are under stressful situations, we need data. We rely on data to help us make those decisions, evaluate different options, and we're looking for as many data points as possible. And then it clicked. And I said, wait a second. The reason I am an engineer is because I'm so good with information. And I am so good with data. We as engineers are so good at data. That's why we're engineers and why we thrive. And salary negotiations are almost by definition stressful situations. And so I realized I need to rely on data every single time I go into a salary negotiation. And this first negotiation, it turned out to be pivotal moment in my career. In the first negotiation, it's at the company I've been working for a number of years. And the salary conversation had been escalated all the way up to the executive level, and I found myself sitting across the table from the executive in charge of all of compensation. So this was like the buck stops here. And he said to me, Lauren, how much do you want to make? And I had done my research. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I knew exactly how much I was worth. So I confidently gave him my number and said, oh, that's not what our numbers say. And then he gave me a number that was less than 70% of what I knew my market value to be. Now, if I had not done my research, I guarantee you I would have been hightailing it out of that door, tail between my legs, beating myself up for even having the nerve asking for that amount in the first place. But I had prepared. So instead of running away, I instead asked him a critical question. I said, well, that's interesting. Where did you get your numbers? And he replied that they got their numbers from a number of salary research reports, and then he went on the site and one report in particular. And guess who had read that report? I had not only read that report, but I knew exactly what that report said, and in fact, my number, not his. So instead of backing down, running away from this conversation, I instead had one of the most powerful moments in my career. I said, oh, that's interesting. I too read that report, and I know that's not what it says. The look on his face was priceless. He knew I had read that report, and I knew to walk away. Now, before you say, well, Lauren, how is this a successful negotiation? You ultimately had to walk away. Think again. I wasn't just walking away from a lowball offer. I was walking towards employers who were willing to pay me what I was worth. Who were willing to pay me market value for the value I brought to the table. And this was the first. This was the hardest decision. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was shaking so hard I thought I was going to fall. But it's one of the most powerful decisions I have ever made, and it was the first step to earning what I was truly worth. Now, there are three key and strategic things that I did here that I don't know if you caught, so I'm going to walk you through them. It enabled me to step out and have the courage to walk away and get such a powerful outcome. And the first thing I did is I grounded myself in data. I knew without a doubt, and I see a lot of you taking notes. I have an entire download for free at the end of this that you can take. Take notes if you want to. Just know that you have notes at the end. I knew without a doubt exactly how much I was worth. I didn't have it from just one source. I had it from multiple sources. In fact, I covered 4 different strategies, and within each strategy, I have multiple resources. Because I want to know without a doubt, comprehensively, exactly how much I'm worth. And in my course, I walk you through all the examples that I use and show you which ones trend high, which ones trend low. It's that important. The second thing I did is a little more subtle, and I don't know if anyone caught it. Let's see. Raise your hand if you caught it. Once I tell you what it is. When they said that's not what their numbers say, they pushed back instantly. And immediately, I was as nervous as I could be. But I knew I would be nervous. And I knew that if I was really standing in my value and asking for the right number, that without question, I was going to get pushed back. So I had prepared scripts and questions in advance to handle that pushback. And I asked a simple yet powerful question that I had prepared to ask. And I said, where did you get your numbers? By asking that simple yet incredibly powerful question, I took the ball from my court and I put it in his, and I said, show me your work. Who remembers that from grade school? Show me your work. And what I discovered is that his work wasn't even grounded in real data. And that's when I knew I needed to walk away. I knew my walk-away mark going in there. When he said their number was less than 70% of market value, was below my walk-away mark, I knew in order to respect myself, I needed to walk away. But I wasn't walking away in my mind. I was walking towards my future. It pains me to think what my life would look like. I know people who still work at that company, and I just pains me to think what my life would look like if I hadn't had the courage to take that first critical step and walk away. Because that was the first step to going out, tripling my salary, earning 6 figures more. Now this next negotiation, I had a much better outcome. And I ultimately didn't have to walk away at the end. And in this negotiation, it was a top technology consulting firm. And I made it all the way through the interview process. And the recruiter called me on the phone and said, Lauren, we're going to give you an offer. There's just one thing. That title that we've talked about through this entire process, will you see, that title is not actually an official title. And when you get the offer in writing, it's going to be a different title. You ever heard that one before? No, let's see if I'll put it there. So I'm thinking, all right, let's see what they're going to put out there. And sure enough, they come in, and it's a different title, but it's a lower title. And they used the lower title to give me a lower salary. That's what they're doing. But guess who had done her research? And I had not only done my research, but using one of what I call my top secret research weapons that I share freely in the course, I knew for a fact that they not only had one person, but they had multiple people at that company in their current employment who not only had that title as their official title, but I knew exactly how much they were paying them. So I called them up and I defined the offer. And when I defined it, I let them know in a very polite way how disappointed I was that that original title had not materialized. And then I anchored and I told them exactly what I expected my offer to be. And I told them that I had other opportunities that were more competitive and I was going to pursue them. Within 48 hours, guess who called? The head of the entire region called. And suddenly, had the original title not only materialized, remember 48 hours before it didn't exist, now it's suddenly an official title. But the offer had gone up by over $25,000. Now who would like a bonus like that? Anyone? Is that too little? $25,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. Over 4 years, that's $100,000. But they've gone one step further and they said, well, not only are we going to give you the title and more money, but we're going to put you on the fast track to promotion in 6 months instead of 12. And that comes with a salary adjustment, which is the word you want to hear, not raise, adjustment. And there are 4 things that I did here to get this boost that each one of you can do too. And the first thing that I did is I grounded myself in data. I knew without a doubt how much I was worth, and this was critical here. Because I'd done my research, I knew when they told me that title didn't exist and they gave me a lowball offer, I knew to call BS on that. And it gave me the confidence to go in and stand in my worth and turn down that offer. The second thing I did, when I called them up and defined the offer, I was still negotiating. I anchored with a number that was well researched, that was based off of their initial offer and my target value, and I anchored with that number. That $25,000 increase was not coincidence. That was calculated lift. And at the same time, I was also creating a sense not putting all of my eggs in one basket. And believe you me, I wanted to. Because I really wanted this opportunity to work out, that I'm so glad I lined up multiple opportunities. Because I did that, that gave me the ultimate power in negotiation. And that is when you are willing and able to walk away and say no. And here, because I said no, because I've done my research, said no, stood in my value, I was signaling to them, if you want me to take you seriously, you can't just come back with a lukewarm better offer. You have to play ball. And you have to come back with the best possible offer. And that's exactly what they did. Who wants $25,000? Yeah. You do it too. Now, the next thing, we talked a lot about the market data. But remember that leverage data I talked about? I want to talk about that now, because that's where it really gets interesting, and that's where you can earn premium. And to get this leverage, I use leverage to not only lock in offers, but to get a premium. And I'm happy to say I'm no longer underpaid. In fact, I'm paid a premium. So this is how I really get in and earn even more than market value. And to do this, I apply a two-pronged approach. One, I am always listening. When I say I'm listening, I don't mean I'm listening to what you're saying and thinking about what am I going to say next. I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm asking myself, well, I wonder what's driving her to say that, or what more could there be there? What pain are they trying to solve? What value are they trying to know? And I'm asking myself, what else is there? Tell me more. Why is that? But I'm not just relying on them to give me information. You'd be surprised how much information you can get from recruiters, hiring managers, potential colleagues, if you just ask a simple, open-ended question and will listen. But I am also prepared with diagnostic and strategic questions to get that information out of them. I am always listening. And there are 5 different areas that I look at. First is I look at timing. I want to know how long has this role been open. If a role has been open for a long period of time, either they don't have the candidate pool to hire from, or they don't have a lot of options. And they're going to have some urgency to getting someone in the seat. If they have a candidate pool issue where they don't have a lot of people to hire from, and you're the perfect candidate, you also have leverage. I also look for things that drive business value. If there's something in the position that makes money for the company, there's dollar values for you there. If there's something in the position that solves money the company is losing, there is also money for you there. And the last one is the elephant in the room, and that's where something's going on, but no one's quite saying it. Anyone ever sense that when you interview and then you get in and you go, oh, now I know what's going on. That's the elephant in the room. And the best way to really illustrate the power of leverage today is to walk you through one of my favorite negotiations. This is actually a lot of fun to go on. Scary in the moment, but a lot of fun in hindsight. And in this recruitment process, I was working with a third-party recruiting firm. Anyone work with third-party recruiting firms when you're looking to get hired? If you aren't, do it. It's leverage gold. You can get so much information in your conversations. And at first, I was annoyed. I was like, I just want to talk to the hiring manager. But I got so much information talking to not one, but 2 recruiters that I found out that I had 3 key leverage points. The first thing is that they had a timing issue. They had been looking and looking and looking to hire someone, and they needed to get someone to fill that role right away. Has anyone been in a role or have something like that at your company? Yeah. They needed to hire someone, and they needed it urgently, and it drove the company's flagship product forward. The second thing I learned is they had a candidate pool issue. They not only had a small pool of developers to hire from, but even fewer had the specific skill set that they were looking for. And third was the elephant in the room. This was kind of fun. I discovered that what no one came out and said, what I learned through asking questions and observing, is that the It was hard to impress. But no one wanted to say that. But I figured it out, and I said, oh, wait a second, no one's getting past it. I need to get his buy-in. And so I did. And I got his buy-in, I focused on it, and then they came to me at the end and they said, Lauren, they love you. They want to give you an offer. And I was able to turn around, use those 3 key pieces of leverage, and I was able to negotiate an offer of $50,000. And who would like $50,000? That's even better than 25, right? If you do the math, it's twice. I know you guys are smart. And here's how I did it. When they came to me and said, Lauren, we love you, they want to give you an offer, I was able to turn around and use 3 key pieces of leverage. I knew, number 1, they had a time issue. They needed to hire me immediately. 2, they had a candidate pool issue. If I turned them down, they didn't have someone lined up behind me to say yes. They needed me to say yes. And then 3, I was the only candidate who had been able to get the key CTO buy-in, and he was make or break in this organization. So when they called me up and said the magic words, what is it going to take? I pulled the power move. I said, if you give me an offer in this range, and I gave them a premium range that was based on my research, but it was above market because I have leverage. I pulled a power move. I said, I will guarantee you I will accept this role. And I'll do one better. I'll start in that spoke to their timing, pipeline issues, and it gave them a sense of urgency. And I ended up doing even better than I thought. They not only came back to me with an offer in that range, they came back to me with an offer that was even higher than what I had expected. And that was to the tune of $50,000. That was, I still remember it, where I was sitting, the office that I had at the time that's gone now, where I was sitting and just freaking out. This is life-changing. And I've never looked back since. Because I have stepped into that value. At the time, I felt like it was a stretch, but now I own it. And I know how much I learned. And then I showed up, and I didn't just deliver. I over-delivered, and they never once thought they overpaid. In fact, they thought they got a good deal. Now, I've shared with you some personal stories. I've shared personal numbers with you today, and that is not to impress you. That is to show you what's possible and inspire you. Who here is inspired to go out and do this for yourself? All right. I see a couple of hands that didn't raise, and I know you're thinking, but Lauren, that's wonderful that you can do this, but can I do it too? I know, I see your faces. So let me tell you, a year and a half ago, Stephen sat the first time I gave this talk. And I said, I hope in a year's time that I'm not only standing up here sharing my story, but I'm sharing your stories too. And another woman in the room, Lisa, principal DevOps engineer, actually site reliability, but most people don't know that, so she said DevOps engineer. Any DevOps engineers in here? No? Lisa knew she was getting around fair market, but she suspected she was a little underpaid. She heard this and she immediately said, Lauren, this speaks to the engineering. Figure out my data first. Calculate what I want. Find my levers that I can pull, and then practice my strengths. Anyone want to guess how much Lisa made more in one negotiation? Someone give me a number. $80,000. And she didn't just get one offer at $80,000. She got 2. She got 2. This is not her real picture because a lot of women want to remain anonymous. This is Stephen's wife, Stacy. Everyone knows Stephen here? Steve, I know him as Steve-O, but that doesn't sound professional. So, all right, Stacy is a Google developer expert. She's already top of it. She's already doing well. She heard what I was speaking. I said, Stacy, I know you can do better. She was already doing well. So she went in. She did the numbers research. She prepared
You know, we never have conversations about money, and
we go out for double dates.
we do frequently, not even once.
And we fight over who's going to pay the bill because we all have so much money. Not really.
The hobbies, it enables your flexibility to go travel when you want.
Gives you flexibility. It's not about the money. It's about the freedom and having the choice to do things and not having to worry about the money. So Marilyn was terrified. She came here, she did the research, and she was paid at $70,000. And she did the research, and the research said 100 to 120. And like that freaked her out. Who here, if you were paid 70, you got actually paid 100 to 120, would freak out and be like, oh my God, can I do that? And I was saying, you need to target 110 to 120. And like, she wasn't even going to ask for 100. And I said, you have to do it. And she went in, and she got a $30,000 raise. And then she came to me, and she must have gotten amnesia or something. She said, Lauren, I'm so upset with myself. I should have asked for 120. And I said, did you forget how afraid you were to ask for 100? Like, what in the world makes you think you were going to ask for 120? It's not a one-stop destination. It's a journey. It's a journey. I didn't do this in one negotiation. I did this over several years. Some women have gone in and gotten immediate results, and that's why I also have a membership where women come in and we coach each other, and we build towards getting there and build our value and find the levers to go out and make a business case to earn more and get there. Anyone just getting into tech or very junior in your career, right? I think you're going, well, that's great. We got the seniors, we got people with experience. Think again. Karen was in food services. That is a fancy way of saying she was a caterer, not even in tech. She said, Lauren, I'm desperate. I'm barely able to make ends meet. She was ground level, entry level. And she went in and she, bless her heart, she was diligent. She invested. She put the framework to work. She found her numbers. She calculated what she should do. She found the leverage and the unique value that she brought to the table, even outside of technical skills that she practiced. 27% increase right out of the door from her food services career. Imagine where you would be in your career if you made 27% more starting from day one, and then compound it, because it compounds over time, and that's where it exponentially climbs. Carrie is also a friend of Stacy's. Carrie is very much underpaid, and she knows it. And she was an early adopter. She came in, and she also hit a total. Carrie doubled her salary, and she still has room to grow. She went out, and part of this was building her confidence. It wasn't just about the money, but she had to realize, wait a second, I actually have value. And that's not just about the numbers, but it's discovering what you bring to the table and building your confidence to apply for jobs you may have never applied for. Who looks back at your job right now and says, I should have applied sooner, knowing what you know now? That's what Carrie did. And she stepped out because she found her value. She stepped out, she applied for a job that scared her to death to apply for. And she is so glad that she applied. Now, anyone here who's not writing code? No. All right, I've got you. Sort of. What do you do?
Financial control.
All right. Jennifer's in government, which is notorious for not paying well. Can anyone agree with me on that? Yeah, does not pay well. But she also recognized this methodology, this framework is transferable. I started out serving women in tech. I now serve men. I serve women in government. I have doctors who have gone out and gotten transformation in their careers. These are some of the stories. Jennifer is in government. She applied the methodology. She got a 36% increase. In fact, she's the first person who took my course and went out and got changed. And I still remember getting her email exactly where I was sitting. Because I didn't just hear from Jennifer. I also heard from her husband. Because just like Stephen here, this changes family. It doesn't just change the woman's life, it changes the family life. And he said, Lauren, this has changed the dynamics of our life. We make decisions differently, and her confidence has while she was taking the course, I was listening in. And I sort of thought that sounded like lurking, but we'll just call it listening in. And he said, I had heard a lot of professional development about lofty, high-level stuff that you should do, but I had never heard anyone, and Stephen knows, go over, here's what you do, here's where you use the resources, here's where you look, here's what trends high, here's low, here's what you say, here's what they say if they push back to what you say, and here's what you say to that pushback. He said, this got it done, and it changed our lives. And every one of you can go out and do this starting today. I have shared with you the framework to do this, and I have shared with you 2 of my power moves. If you want to take something home with you, go to DevelopHer.com and get my 2-page resource for free where I walk you through the framework and all the power moves. What I've heard is some women want to go further. I've showed you what to do today. It is on you to put in the sweat equity, to put in the hours and hours of doing the research, the time, the crafting, the trial and error to figure it out on your own. But what I heard is some people saying, Lord, I don't have time. I don't have years to figure this out. I don't have multiple opportunities to learn to figure this out the hard way, and that's why I found a developer. Because I said there's got to be a better way. And I might be one woman, but gosh darn it, I'm going to figure it out. I have no investor funding. I have no corporate funding. This is my entire financial retirement that I've invested in developer because I believe I may be one woman that I can make a difference. Started off with a podcast. Go to DevelopHer.com. Listen to the free podcast. You get inspired by what other women have done, what they've done in their careers. Learn from their lessons learned. I have a blog where you can read about techniques. Like what happens if you wait until too late to learn to negotiate when you already have an offer in hand? What are the things that I focus on? And for those of you, not everyone here, but those of you who want to short circuit your success and learn from me on how I did it, I have a course. And I made it accessible and affordable. It's online in 7 to 15 minute increments, total time of 2.5 hours, accessible wherever you are. And it's available for you. So if you want to go today only, 10% off with Windy City Code at DevelopHer.com. As soon as I get off the plane tonight, that code comes down. But I invite you to join the movement. Because I started something 18 months ago, and it's bigger than I could have even imagined. I won Diversity Initiative Award in Silicon Valley, Innovator of the Year Award in New York, and I'm up for United Nations Prize. And I'm in security, and I've just got to tell this story. It happened 2 weeks ago, and I work in security for a fintech. So we move billions of dollars a year. So security is taken very seriously. And I get this email, and it looks like a template email, and it has this suspicious looking link, and I go, quarantine it. Security engineer means all over it. And so I quarantine, I look into it, and it turns out it's legit. I'm a finalist for United Nations Stakeholder Prize. And I didn't think it was legit because, look, I'm just one woman, and here I am on an international stage. So it's my hope that I'm not just sharing my story or Stacey's story or all these other women's stories. It's hope that I'm sharing your story too, and I'll be back in a year, and we'll be able to stand up, and it won't just be Stephen who stand up and say, I stepped up and said yes to myself today, yes to my future, yes to my family's future. But there'll be so many more success stories to share too, because I want to share your story out. So I believe we have a couple minutes for questions. All right, I saw your hand. You're fast. I reward fast action. No, and so I've had success with both, and this is a framework. And so some women have gone in and gotten successful raises in their current role, and some women said, you know what, I'm done. I'm looking elsewhere, and they line up multiple offers. It's applicable to both. Right there in the back.
Why do you give a range when you're negotiating with their behind them? Maybe just choose the bottom number?
Actually, I thought they would choose the bottom number. When you have leverage, what I found is they go in the median. I give a range because of confidence. A lot of times when people are afraid they're making a big jump, it's scary to say it's scary to say 180,000 versus if I said 170, 190, that takes a little pressure off. And then, I'll also say like high 100 or mid 100s or low 100. around that fear that comes with it, because you're still part of this is getting comfortable with saying, I should be earning mid 100s, or I should be earning low 200s. That's effing scary. And I know because I've been there. And so that's why there's different techniques. You can absolutely say number, but sometimes it's just so out there that people can't get the courage. And I go, I get it. Here's what you do. And I walk through that in the course.
So I'm a career changer, and I went from nonprofits into tech, and so of course I have a nonprofit mentality of like, oh, I just want to help, and I don't want to upset anything or take money away from the children that we're helping and all that crap. So like my biggest issue is how do I determine my worth, both being early in my dev career, having managed a team in my past career. I feel like I fall into this gray area. Like,
so you have a lot of leverage, and so you got to look at the soft skills, you got to look at your tech skills, and you got to equally value them. And I'm going to tell you, I went through a similar thing. I'm actually going through something similar with DevelopHer, where I've had people come up to me and say, if you really cared about people, you make it all free. But that it takes money to develop this. It takes time to develop it. It takes resources. If Oprah did everything that she did in her lifetime for free, do you think she'd be Oprah? And she has a school for underprivileged girls in South Africa and gives away $400 million a year. If you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anyone else either. And what I found is when I put my value first, when I go in and I go into a company and I know I'm paid what I'm worth, oh, I hit it out of the park. I over-deliver. The company is happy, and so am I. But when I've been underpaid, crash and burn, because I feel undervalued. I feel taken advantage of. I don't want to go. So you want to set yourself up in a way that you know you're confident. And by doing your research, you'll be able to figure out, oh, this is how much they pay for those skills, and finding the leverage.
Research where? So like other than Glassdoor, like what
I have a number of resources. So I look across salary databases, I look research guides, I look salary calculators, and then my secret weapons. And within those, in the course, I walk you through all the ones that I've personally done the research on, walk you through which ones trend high, which ones trend low, and then you look from not just one resource, but a whole range of them. Right here.
So in terms of the conversation where you had to walk away, how did you close out that conversation?
With HR chasing me down the hall is fucking amazing. I'm not even gonna apologize for saying that.
Oh, you just like got up and walked out?
I literally dropped the mic. I said, here's my key card, and I gave him the reasons. I was like, here are the reasons I'm leaving. Here's my key card. My attorney will be in touch, because I was just like, that felt the right thing to say. Because I was like, I'm not closing this out. And then I walked out the hall. I kid you not, little HR came running, like, Lauren, wait. Well, your attorney get in touch, or how would I? I said, they'll be in touch. I mean, money, the look on the face when I said I knew, I read that report, that like having HR chase you down the hall, oh my god, like that was it. Like money cannot pay for that. So thank you so much. It's awesome to be here. I'm glad this event was able to happen. It's a little bit of a shock flying in from Texas and West Palm Beach, but I'm glad that we're all here, and I'm a little hot now. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much.